Elon Musk has just said that George Soros hates humanity.
Soros, I don't know. I mean, he had a very difficult upbringing. In my opinion, he fundamentally hates humanity. That's my opinion.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, well, he's doing things that erode the fabric of civilization. You know, getting DAs elected who refuse to prosecute crime. That's part of the problem in San Francisco and LA and a bunch of other cities. So why would you do that?
As is often the case, Elon Musk spot on here. This is the irony with humanists and humanitarians, is the humanists and the humanitarians, they suggest that they are exalting mankind, that they are perfecting humanity, and all they want is for humanity to live up to its full potential. And the way they're going to do that is by getting rid of all those stupid things we believed in the past. We're going to get rid of religion. That only holds us back and makes us fight each other, and it's not very inclusive, and it's not diverse and equitable, or whatever the modern jargon is. We're going to get rid of all the traditions. We're going to get rid of all the normal bonds and relationships. We're going to upend the whole world. We're going to be revolutionary. But the irony is that the humanists and the humanitarians end up degrading human beings. When you have God in your perspective, and all the things that go along with God, religion, civilization, inspiration, when you have that, mankind becomes most perfectly himself, because man is made in the image and likeness of God. So when your society is oriented toward God, you become more perfectly who you really are. When you take God out of the equation and you say, we're going to be humanists, we're going to only focus on humanity, we're not going to focus on all those other moral or religious considerations and rights and obligations, we're just going to focus on human beings. Humans are the greatest thing of all. We're going to turn humans into gods. We're going to write a book like Yuval Harari wrote called Homo Deus. Ironically, what you do is you degrade humans, because you're forgetting what humans are supposed to be. You're forgetting in whose image the humans are made. And so you make humans like animals. You make humans like computers. We start talking about humans like machines, or we start talking about humans as no different from irrational beasts. We're just flesh. We're just hormones and synapses and pistons firing. We pretend that we have rational thought, but we don't really. We know that that's just an illusion. You're just a cog. You're just a machine. You're like a computer. We're going to hack you. You're going to have we're going to biohack your body, and we're going to transform you. We're going to upgrade the software, whatever stupid language they use. So ultimately, they degrade humanity. This has always been the case. Right now, go to puretalk.com/Knowles. Pure Talk announced that they would alleviate $10 million in veteran debt by Veterans Day. Thanks to your support these last few weeks, Pure Talk is 74% to that goal with 2 weeks to go. Now, just think about this. We have a 100% volunteer military, men and women who raise their hands to sacrifice for this country. And when they're done serving, they come back to a tight job market and an outrageous cost of living expenses. That is why I am so happy a private company like Pure Talk has jumped in to help. When you switch to Pure Talk's lightning fast 5G network, they will donate a portion of every new order to this noble cause. You can make a real difference just by choosing superior cell phone service. Pure Talk's plans start at just $20 a month, offering unlimited talk, text, more data, and a mobile hotspot. Just go to puretalk.com/Knowles, Knowles. Make the switch. Let's rally together, show our unwavering support of our veterans. puretalk.com/Knowles. Switch to Pure Talk today. It's the right move, and it's the American way. Right now, go to roughgreens.com/Michael. My stepbrother has been giving his dog rough greens, and his dog is loving it. Well, the dog isn't loving it because dogs don't have rational souls and they're incapable of love, but I am sure that the dog finds the rough greens appetizing, and the rough greens are definitely very good for the dog's health. Naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black, the founder of Rough Greens, is focused on improving the health of every dog in America. Dog food may as well be considered dead food because it contains very little nutritional value. Nutrition isn't brown, it's green. Let Rough Greens bring your dog's food back to life. Rough Greens is a supplement that contains all the necessary vitamins, minerals, probiotics, omega oils, digestive enzymes, and antioxidants that your dog needs. You don't even have to go out and buy new dog food. You can just sprinkle Rough Greens on their food every single day. Dog owners everywhere are raving about it, and Dr. Dennis Black right now is so confident that Rough Greens will improve your dog's health, he's offering our listeners a free Jumpstart trial bag so that your dog can try it. Get a free Jumpstart trial bag delivered straight to your door in just a few business days. Go to roughgreens.com/Michael, M-I-C-H-A-E-L, or call 844-RUFF-123. That is RUFF greens.com/Michael, or you can call 844-RUFF-123. Even George Soros, he's a tragic figure to me, because the thing I think of first when I think of George Soros is Esperanto. To me, Esperanto explains George Soros. This is a man who grew up, his father was one of the leaders of creating Esperanto and promoting it, this failed universal second language. It's a language that was just concocted, it's a contrivance, and it was supposed to be the second language for all the people who speak all these different languages. That's how they would all converse with one another, and we'd all come together kumbaya. And the irony is there already was a universal second language for thousands of years in the West, and that language is Latin. And it was precisely at the time that all these new, modern, hip, liberal people said, we got to get Latin out of life. Latin's a dead language. We got to forget that. All of a sudden, it was exactly at that time that they said, hey, wait, we need a universal second language. So they contrived this thing, Esperanto, which is just inhuman. In fact, if you try to teach little kids to speak Esperanto, they will naturally make it more complicated, because life isn't so simple. And we, human beings, are just not that good at playing God. We actually can't create the universe better than it was already created. And George Soros, it was a childhood speaker of Esperanto, and he is a big promoter of it, just as he's a big promoter of all of these human contrivances to remake the world after our own image. Not going to work very well. Very, very degrading. Speaking of humanitarians, Democrat Representative Jason Crow is voting against Republican Speaker Mike Johnson's Israel support bill because it, quote, politicizes Israel.
I'm not going to support this bill. It's a horrible bill. It's horrible for Israel because it actually doesn't have any humanitarian aid funding. So like I've long said, there's no sole military solution to this. We have to couple humanitarian aid and protection of civilians with the military response. And if we don't do that, neither one of those will be a success. So there has to be humanitarian funding. But they have politicized this effort to support Israel in a way that is unacceptable. It sets a precedent that these national security supplementals will be subject to politics in a way that we never have subjected them to politics before. And I'm just not going to stand for it. I'm going to stand up and say there's a bipartisan way of doing this in a way that we have always done in the past, and we're not going to allow this to be politicized.
The Republicans have apparently politicized support for Israel. What does that mean? What on earth does that mean? How do you politicize a congressionally ratified military aid package to a foreign government? That wasn't political before? What was it? That was just kind of cultural, man. It was just artistic and spiritual. It was personal. It wasn't political when our duly elected representatives vote to spend taxpayer money on a military aid package to support a foreign nation in a war. That's not political? Give me a break. That is one of the phrases that drives me craziest in modern politics, is when people accuse their opponents of politicizing something. What does that mean? Political means public. That's all it means. If an issue is of public interest, it is by definition a political matter. This one is just extremely ridiculous because we're talking about international diplomacy and foreign aid. Well, that was previously. It was not a political matter. I guess what he means is they're making it party political. They're making it partisan. But Mike Johnson's not making it party political. He's saying, hey, we're going to vote to give the Israeli government money. You guys want in? And a lot of Democrats are saying no right now because it's a wedge issue for the Democrats because the Democrat donors support the state of Israel and the Democrat base hates the state of Israel. So either way, the Democrat representatives are damned if they do and damned if they don't. People just decry politicization when they want to delegitimize one's political opponents, when they say your opinion is outside the scope of politics. And of course they do that often because they can't win a political debate, including in our nation's deliberative body. Man, what a great clip that was, huh? Now, hey, man. You got to ring that bell, subscribe to the Michael Knowles YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.